What if I told you that there are companies today that are leveraging these AI agents and automation to make millions of dollars? For all the people out there who have jobs, are you aware that there's a way for you to not work 90% of the time and automate everything that you do? And no, this is not about outsourcing or hiring people from Latin America or the Philippines. It's leveraging AI agents. What if I told you that there are companies today that are leveraging these AI agents and automation to make millions of dollars? These AI agents replace entire workflows and do what needs to be done in an incredibly efficient manner, and nobody is talking about it. How do I know this? Because it is the #1 initiative that I am pushing in my organization today. There is a service that we offer today. It's email automation. We basically set up email funnels for clients. It needs to be optimized. It needs to be redesigned. It consists of 9 different types of dynamic email funnels to maximize the lifetime value of your customer if you are an e-commerce business. 80% of this work, which is very complex by the way, because there's data analysis, you have to review millions of orders and millions of customers and create an algorithm that actually defines what users respond to and engage with, and then pick the offers, the pop-ups, the different discounts that the user base is going to respond to. And then rewrite entire email funnels and copies and then redesign them. This is a service and we charge $5,000 to $20,000 a month for the service, and 80% of this is done by AI agents. While doing this work, we probably save thousands of hours of human labor, and we don't have to do this. That's why we can provide incredible value with this type of service, because we might be charging $5,000, $10,000 a month for it, but we are outputting $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 of value. Just in the past 90 days, we have generated $3.4 million worth of additional revenue for our clients by implementing this service. And for us, this execution has generated $350,000 of revenue so far. And we are just getting started. So, in the next 10 minutes, I am going to dive into the AI agent world, and I'm going to show you how this is going to revolutionize the work that we do and how it's going to create a bloodbath in the marketplace. Because the people who don't use these AI agents are going to be left so far behind that they will not be able to catch up. I will also show you how you can implement these AI agents for your own business. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be a doctor, you could be an architect, you could be a marketer, you could be an e-commerce business, you could be an industrial business. It's simply going to blow your mind what you can do with these AI agents. It's not easy. This is complicated technology. You have to know what you are doing, but I promise you it is not impossible. You probably have to invest about 200 to 300 hours into this, but if you do, it will change the way that you conduct business. So, on a daily basis, you are doing certain things. If you are running a marketing department, for example, you might be looking at your traffic, you might be looking at the leads that you're getting, you might be looking at how much money you've spent on different channels, you might be reviewing those metrics on a daily basis, you might be making decisions in terms of what kind of budget you want to allocate to what channel, to what product or service line. This is your day-to-day, right? You might be sending email campaigns, you might be doing posts on LinkedIn, you might be doing specific types of ads on Meta, you might also be writing content, blog posts, product buying guides, service agreements, etc., etc. All of this work could be automated by using AI agents. If you are feeling overwhelmed by these repetitive tasks that you do not enjoy doing, these AI agents will solve your problem. Imagine you could automate all of this stuff that you already know how to do, that you have a specific process for, so that you can focus on more creative things. Here's the crazy part. 99% of business owners do not know that these tools exist. And they also don't see that their competitors are leveraging these tools to really minimize their cost of operations. This significantly decreases your operating cost and your overhead. For example, we recently implemented a site intelligence AI agent for a client. This is in the past 45 days. We basically use a technology, it's out there, you can use technologies. This is good for B2B businesses to identify who's on your website, even if they don't contact you. The problem is, the tool will identify those people who are on your website, but then you have to go research the company, you know the company that's on your website, then you have to find the decision makers from that company that were probably on your website. Then you have to enhance that data and get their validated email addresses and your phone numbers. Then you have to take it and you have to make sure that those are the right people to contact. Then you need to have an approval process to show to the sales manager in our client's organization to approve or disapprove contacting that person, because it might be an existing customer, it might be a competitor's client, etc., etc. They wanted to add a manual process, which is fine. Then once they approve, it basically goes through the cadences of email them this copy using AI. It's a custom copy every single time. Optimize that content of the email that's being sent based on which page they were on, which products or services they were looking at. And then after 3 days, send them an SMS message. And then after a day, call them through an AI calling script and then assign it to an SDR or a BDR in that organization and push it to Salesforce and create reminders for every 3 days from then on. I just defined a kind of complex site intelligence, auto email, and auto follow-up system. What if I told you that we built AI agents that do this automatically so that they never have to look at it again? People come to their website, the system identifies those people, automatically takes them through stages. They get emails, SMS, and calls automatically assigned to SDRs based on the qualification, which I skipped, by the way. We also qualify that company if they're qualified and if that company is in the ideal customer profile demographic of our client. This entire process is done by AI agents, and it's making this client hundreds of thousands of dollars. AI agents are like virtual employees, but on steroids. They can automate these repetitive tasks, they can think on their own, they can act on their own, and you create these AI agents that communicate with one another because they're specialized in very specific tasks. I might have an AI agent, for example, for this process, that's called a qualification agent, and the only job of that AI agent is to qualify the company that's on the website. Then I might have another AI agent that is an outreach specialist. The job of that agent is just to write the best goddamn copy to make sure that that email gets a response. So for this process that I just described to you, we probably run 8 different AI agents, meaning I have 8 employees on this specific task. Now, if I actually run you through this process, you are going to see that whatever happens, it begins with a trigger. The trigger is somebody visits the website and is identified. From then on, the process is turned on and these AI agents do their thing based on our instructions, and then they basically move this through the different steps of what needs to happen. There are action points. Create content, send email, send an SMS message, call them, push it to Salesforce, assign it to this specific SDR or BDR. And another beautiful thing is you can automate all of this. You can connect different systems to one another. So if the site intelligence tool gets this data from your WordPress or Shopify website, it can automatically push it to your Salesforce as an opportunity, as long as you connect these systems together. To be able to do all of this, you don't have to be a tech genius, but you need an AI architect. And I did a video on this about 2.5 years ago, which was called The Future Positions of AI. An AI architect is the top position, in my opinion, that is going to make the most amount of money in the next 3 to 5 years, because anybody who knows how to do this and build this is going to do really, really well. And we are in the process of actually training AI architects to learn this process so well that they can automate any business, any department in the most efficient way possible. There are different tools that you can use to create, optimize, and leverage these AI agents. You kind of have to know what you're doing. You can even create AI agents using ChatGPT, but the problem with ChatGPT is unless you're using the API version, it doesn't connect anywhere. You're stuck in that chat box. So you have to copy paste and move the information out of there. When you are creating an AI agent, one of the most essential things is the instructions that you provide for that AI agent. You have to be very careful when you type these instructions. You have to define what the role of the AI agent is and what is going to specialize on. You cannot have an AI agent that's called a marketing manager or a marketing specialist, because marketing in its own is a very, very wide concept, and there are 10 or 15 or 20 different specialties under marketing. So if you create an AI agent that's called a marketer or a marketing specialist, that AI agent is not going to work. A correct AI agent would be email strategist, for example, or e-commerce email strategist. Now, the strategist agent that you build needs to be different than the designer agent that you build. It has to be different than the copywriter agent that you build. And then one thing that we're doing that I don't see anybody doing is we'll create these agents and then we'll create a quality assurance engineer to check that other agent's job. Now, you don't have to hire managers anymore. Even if you didn't create a single agent that does these tasks, let's say you have 10 employees. I strongly recommend that you create a manager agent or a QA agent for every single one of your employees. This alone would revolutionize your organization, because you are now able to hold every single person responsible for the work that they do and the outcome that they have. Let's continue. Then there are different things you can set up. You can set up a model and parameters for your AI agent. What base are they going to work off of? What data do they have? Which brings us to the knowledge base that they have. For example, if you wanted to create an email strategist AI agent, what you could do is you could feed the top 1,000 emails in your industry that were ever sent. Now, you can get access to this data. You can see all the emails that Macy's or Nordstrom or somebody else sent for the past 3 years. Or if you have the data internally and you believe that your emails are the best, feed that into the learning model and tie it to the knowledge base. You can connect the Google Drive, etc., so that your AI agent has access to that and learns from all of those previous emails. Now, think about how much back and forth, it doesn't matter what business you're in, think about how much back and forth you have done with your customers. What if I could create an AI agent that knows every single thing that was said by any one of your employees in your project management system in the past 5 years? What would that AI agent be able to solve for you? And these AI agents work with API limits, so it's essential that you also limit that, because you're going to have to connect the API of Claude or ChatGPT, which is OpenAI, or any other different AI model, so that it can interact on its own, and you don't want to experience something where you owe thousands of dollars for the API usage. You have to create maximums and minimums in terms of limits. Because if you tell AI agent, just go solve this problem, AI agent might do 2,000 queries or 2,000 API calls, which is gonna cost you $1,000. You don't want to do that either. That's why I say this has to be done by somebody who knows how to set this up, but you can definitely start looking into the process. So if you look at all of these funnels and flows, and we've probably created this for 6 different levels of services so far, and we are just getting started. Why are people missing out on this? Why don't people really want to leverage this or take advantage of this? And I'll tell you why. Most people are just scared. This technology scares them. Not scared from a standpoint of, oh, this AI is going to kill me or take over my business, but it's complex technology and people don't want to deal with complex technology. We are early adopters. It doesn't matter how complex it is, we will figure it out. But the reason that I say it's going to be a bloodbath is because of the fact that a lot of business owners are going to ignore this. It's my prediction that in the next 2 to 3 years, Companies that do not use these AI agents and do not have an architecture or an infrastructure that constantly create and optimize these AI agents will be irrelevant. You will be out of business because you won't be able to compete. I can run a $5 million marketing agency with 5 employees today. 5 employees. I don't need more than that. I just need client-facing people. I can even automate my Monday.com project management conversations and my Slack conversations with my customers, and my clients will never know that they're not talking to a real person because the AI agent that they're talking to is probably more knowledgeable and more capable and faster than any employee I have ever hired and any employee I ever will. So imagine your competitors automating their way and being able to cut their prices in half because they don't need to charge $5,000, $10,000 anymore, and you have to because you're paying payroll. Imagine how you would be able to catch up to them. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. The future of business as we know it is changing. And the only way, doesn't matter if you're a small business, medium-sized business, if you're a huge business, billion-dollar organization, if you don't leverage these AI agents, you are going to be left behind. You can implement it for the most simple task, or you can implement it for a complex task. This will be the way that we conduct the business in the next 3 years.
A client to use to your door, welcome strategy. Here is the before, here is the after, here's how the AI agent broke it down. This is what you need to do in terms of how your emails need to perform, right? And this is how the designs are. Now, of course, the graphic designer touches this. It's not 100% automated, but it will be. It just organizes your entire infrastructure. Think about any process, any execution that you're doing on your organization, tedious or not, complex or not, high level or not, deep technology stuff, coding or not, AI agents can do it. And look at this. This is all redesigned in this manner, and it is all built in a fashion, and you can create incredible things here. And again, the AI agents that we've created will create, I want to say 75% of this design infrastructure. I mean, this is a service that we do right now that we would 3-4 years ago, I would have to charge like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for this. And now we can do it for like $5,000, $10,000. Even if you're sending campaigns every single day, if you're sending 3 campaigns a day, because the infrastructure makes it a lot more efficient.
If you are using these AI agents, please comment below. If you have any questions, ask away and we will answer. We want to get a conversation going about these AI agents. We're interested in what people are creating, what people are finding out. This is a very exciting era, in my opinion, in terms of how we do things a lot more efficiently, leveraging these AI technologies. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to your comments.